Good morning. It's about 2:05 or 2:10. I'm in Crosbyton, Texas. I've never heard of it before, um, but that's where I'm at right now, and I'm going to be leaving here as soon as I get my coffee made. I'm gonna. I'm not at a truck stop. I'm at a rest stop, so I'm gonna make my own coffee, like grind them. Some really good beans that are from Austin. I think I'll just do that this morning, and then have some cream of wheat, maybe oatmeal, and get on the road. Nice early start. I'm going to go to the plant to pick up a load. I have an empty trailer, so I'm deadheading still. And when I get there, then I'm not sure what to do actually. I don't have the details. I'm either dropping the trailer off and switching it for a trailer that's already loaded, which would be really great. I would love that. Or I'll be getting there and they will live load me where they'll put the load of glass on the trailer that I have, and then I'll be going somewhere and I don't know where it is yet. The company I work for, Maverick, we do it's forced dispatch, and so it's just like we go wherever they say, and it's always a surprise, and I kind of like that. It's like throwing a dart at a map blindfolded, because I don't know where I'm going to go. It could be anywhere, and that's kind of nice. So that's all I know right now. I really don't know anything else. All right, I'm going to get going. I need to make this coffee, have a breakfast, get a nice early start so I can get there nice and early, and a little ahead of schedule, so I like that. All right. Okay, so this is a little different as well. I am on a 10-hour break because, well, it's kind of a long story, but I left early to get to the plant. I did not have exact instructions of what to do. Like, I knew I wasn't supposed to drop the trailer, but I might have had a load to pick up one sure. Anyway, I went there. No one knew anything, which they shouldn't know anything because there's no information. Drove to one of our hubs, and I stayed there for a while, did some laundry, took a shower, was talking to one of my coworkers that I've talked to before about his trees. And since I've got time, I mean, it's in the middle of the day, so I'm at his house now, and he's still at the shop there, but he gave me his address, and I'm here to take a look at the issues that he was having with some shrubs, and mainly his shrubs actually, but and maybe his trees. So this might be interesting to be able to do a little bit of that, which you will be seeing more of me looking at trees on the channel, because as I walk past them and I see things, I want to share this information. I need to share the information, and I want to really bad. I'm not using it as much because I'm driving, but I always had intentions of sharing it somehow, and I think this is going to be at least one of the ways I'm going to do it. Is get it on camera, put it on the internet, and I hope that that information helps some of you. I think that it will. And in fact, if you listen to the things that I end up saying about the trees, it will help you, but I'd have to put those videos out. So anyway, one thing at a time. Let me go take a look at his trees here, and I'll mention some things as I'm doing it. Okay, so some of the information I have from my coworkers: the house is old. It's over 100 years old. I don't think I want to show too much of the house out of privacy, but we have some pecans here. I see some dieback. Well, let's just go look at this pecan right here. And we have buried root flares. These root flares need to be exposed. They're not terrible, actually. In fact, that's really not that bad over here at all. That's really not much to mention. They're a little covered on this side. If I had my way, this mulching would be brought way out, and that's for the long-term health of the tree. But they don't look terribly bad, except for up there's some shoot death or dieback. It used to be called dieback, now it's called shoot death, but we've got some dieback up there on the tree right there. So I have an idea of what's going on with that. All right, this one, a little bit of lion's tailing going on. Ooh, there were some bad cuts made up there. I'm not sure what happened up there, but it's hanging over the neighbor's property on the right. It's possible it was dead, or some limbs fell. Pecans have a tendency to drop limbs. And yeah, root flares look pretty good on this, but I do think the mulch bed should be brought way out. In this case, I would have it brought from the tree all the way to the driveway here, and keeping the root flares exposed. That's absolutely necessary. Same here. In fact, all this could be mulched. All in here. It could be a square or made into something simple. That needs to be mulched. And I don't have any of my diagnostic tools, but the yard isn't getting much water, which there is looks like a tree that might have died over here, and looks like there either is or was irrigation, but anyway, so could use some water. Okay, here it looks like we're looking at some evidence of aphids. This black all in here. This is old activity when they create the honeydew. When they take the chlorophyll out, they basically poop it out and it turns into like sugar. It's honeydew, but it will turn the bark black in areas like that. I think that's what we're looking at. I'm not certain because there are no aphids right now. There's no aphid activity at now, but it's early in the season and the leaves are actually pretty small as it is. So, but I think that's what we're looking at. I think we're looking at some old aphid activity here. And no doubt we need water. Out to here you can see that needs some water. The root systems extend really far, by the way. This is a good time to mention that. Yeah, and that poor pecan. Pecans like a little bit more water than many trees, but the roots of a tree generally reach out about 2 to 3 times as far as the height, or 2 to 3 times as far as the canopy spread. And so this tree here, you can see how tall it is. I'm guessing that's probably about 60 feet. So those roots of that tree there are way out, well past the yard and going into the neighbors, which looks like they water a little bit. Their trees are looking nice. Got an American elm right there. Looks like an oak. Yeah, live oak. Pistache. And they're looking pretty good, but we do need some water over here. So my friend, my co-worker here, it doesn't look like they water, and neither does the neighbor on the other side. So pretty much the entire root system of both of these pecans are not getting water if we don't get rain. And Texas is notorious for some serious droughts. All right, sorry about the dogs. I'm gonna skip on out of here because that's loud. So the day is pretty much over. It was a little different than the others. It was not as productive as most days, most certainly. I don't really know what to say about it. For you drivers that are experienced, please don't judge too much, because I'm sure I did some things wrong. I left to come here at about 2 this morning, and I'm only about 3 hours away from where I was at, 3.5 hours or so. And I went to go to the place. I didn't have any instructions, basically. All I had was to go to the plant, and it said not to drop the trailer. It didn't say I was picking anything up. It just said to go there. And there was no set appointment time other than the one that I estimated originally, which was too far out, and I was ahead of schedule. So I kept getting that the arrival time started to get earlier and earlier. Anyway, so I went there because I didn't really know what else to do. Our office and everything isn't open. Nobody's setting loads for me or anything at that time in the morning. So I went there just to do it. Of course, there was nothing there, so I left and I came to one of our hubs, one of our company hubs, and I've kind of been here all day for the most part. What I've done is separated from the trailer. I parked. I've got external power, so I can run the AC and do whatever I want in here. That's awesome. I've taken a shower, cleaned up, done laundry, everything that I possibly could wash is washed. Gone to the store. I went to Walmart, got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm loaded up again for like a good week or so. And then I went to one of my co-workers' house his house to look at his trees and shrubs that were having some issues, which you saw the video earlier. That was that. And that felt really nice. I gotta say, it feels really good to do that, to look at trees and see what's going on and kind of get that excitement. That excitement never went away, but to kind of do it and feel like I'm sharing or using that knowledge that I've gathered over the last 16 years, it feels really good. And I know what he needs to do. And again, anyway, I won't get into too much, but there's like levels that you can take care of trees. You can either go really professional and all out, like there ain't no budget. That's not very reasonable for most of the time. Then there's an in between where it's still professional, and that's a great way to go. That's kind of the way I would recommend for most who can and want to. And then there's the do it yourself, which is still very good. And I think that's what most actually want to do. And there's many things that can be done that people can do themselves, homeowners, that are very effective if a homeowner is willing to do some of the work themselves. And I know that he is, because he cares, and he will do it himself. He might could use a professional for some of the things which he could use, but for what I was mainly looking at, he doesn't really need like a professional to come out and do any of it. He can handle it himself. So I'm gonna write up the things for him to do, and so anyway, felt good. There'll be more videos like that because I see stuff all the time. I see tree issues all the time, and I want to share it because I know it can help people. And I was one guy in the city of Austin with helpers, and homeowners doing some of their things too. But if I can get some of that information out on the internet, and y'all are willing to do some of the work yourself, get a little sweaty, get dirty, and sometimes just not even that, just watch some things, you can make a big difference without having to call a big company. However, I'm just going to say this right now. It's best to call a professional arborist if you've got tree issues all the time. That is the number one thing, and you'll hear that in the future. I'll be saying that a lot. It's best to always call a certified arborist to come look at your trees. They're not all created the same. We're not all the same. Everyone kind of has their specialty, but that's always going to be what I say to do first, is find an arborist, an International Society of Arboriculture accredited or qualified, certified arborist. That's what you want. That's not practical for everyone. So there's things you can do yourself. It's just fun. It's fun to do it yourself when you can. I think. Sometimes we don't have the time for it. But anyway, whole other topic. So the day's done. Oh, and I've lost track of my hours somehow because I thought they would have reset, and I thought I would get at least another. I thought I'd be getting another 9 to 11 hours because I've been here for now over 10 hours off duty. Nothing's come back. I have not. There's been no recap or anything, and it should have, I thought, by now. So I'm concerned that maybe I need to do a 34. But I thought I didn't think I would need to do that. I thought I could get a recap. But I've driven a lot, and I have been on duty a lot, and it's possible. Anyway, figured out. My manager thought it would recap too. So I don't know what happened. I think I might have underestimated again, maybe the hours that I've worked. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. So this is like, I think day 5. We got a couple more days, and if you have any questions, please write them in the comments below. I hope you find this interesting. Oh, golly, one more thing, and I'll get going. Another thing I've done today is I've looked at vloggers online and what to do and what not to do. I'm doing many of the things you're not supposed to do, and they were using examples, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of what I'm doing. So again, this is the beginning. I don't really know where to go with it, other than I think what's happening is I will want to help give information more on the trees here, but I want to share what I'm going through, what it's like, because I didn't know these things whenever I was looking into getting into driving. I would watch people, and everyone had their things, but I didn't find anything that was quite like this. And maybe there's a reason no one wanted to do it, because no one wants to watch it. Maybe that's that. But anyway, I'm doing it anyway, and someone might find it interesting. At least my family and friends might find this interesting, because no one can come with me, or not easily, because I don't have a bunk. I don't have a real bunk. I don't have a real place for someone to sleep. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to y'all's comments. Hope y'all are having a great week, and I'll be making another video soon. All right, bye.